It's a pleasure to be here with you. We got a special guest in studio today. You guys already know that we support local artists, right? And Molly, you do on your show just the same.
Absolutely.
And we have a special artist in the building today. Her name is Yasmine Emani. Good morning and welcome. Thank you for being here.
No. Thank you for having me.
No,
Good morning.
This is our pleasure. Thank you so much. All right, local artists here, and there's a lot of talent here in the 303. So let's get to know you a little bit. Tell the people who you are. I understand you're from here, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Denver. Thank God. I'm so grateful to grow up here. It's such a beautiful place. I always say that no better place to grow up but in Denver, honestly.
Yeah.
Scenery, the culture. I went to a Denver School of the Arts for high school. I studied theater out there, and I've been singing my entire life. Of course, I started in the church, and my grandpa was a preacher out here.
Okay.
And so I was able just to really get my footing out there. My family said that I've been singing my whole life since I was a baby. I would sing myself to sleep as a baby and wake myself up to song as a baby. So it's just something that I've always done. And then in 2020, I released my first single. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, we'll get into all of that. You have a beautiful spirit, so thank you for that, bringing that to the energy to the room. But as far as your artistry goes, you said you were singing when you were how old?
How many months can I count? Shoot, maybe 8.5 months.
What does it feel like? What is it like for you to be able to sing, right, and have people receive? What's it like for you to be on the stage or to sing and create your art for people to receive that?
I feel like I appreciate you asking me this question because these past couple of weeks, I've been having a really intimate conversation with myself about how much my voice means to myself. And I feel like my voice is like walking to me. It's like breathing. And it's something that is so integral to my day-to-day living. And so I've been blessed to be able to feel confident enough to share it with people. And I don't take that lightly because the way people receive sound and the way people receive frequency, it matters. And so I feel so blessed to be able to use my voice to open up people's minds and open up people's hearts. And it's a really great responsibility because it has the capability of healing. I feel like I've been able to heal myself with my own voice. And I know for me, like when I was younger, I wouldn't get in trouble a lot, but the only time I would get in trouble, my punishment was like no singing, and like that would pain me.
I'd
be like,
you.
oh my God.
You gotta sing.
Like I'd be weak because it's just like, I brush my hair, I'm singing to myself. I'm walking around the house, I'm singing to myself. So it's almost like telling somebody to hold their breath all day. You know what I'm saying? You're going to turn blue in the face.
That's right.
So being able to expel what naturally comes out of me and to be received so warmly by people is such a blessing and such an honor because not a lot of people get the opportunity to sit and have people give them their undivided attention. And it's something more people deserve to experience, but it's something that I've been blessed to be able to navigate.
It's a beautiful answer. I love that.
So I'm curious because you were talking about healing, and I think that we both would agree that music is absolutely a place for healing a place for like exploring and understanding yourself, who you are, your place in the world. And I'm looking on your website, and you're talking about how you create art to explore your Black American and Caribbean heritage.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, what does that look like for you?
Oh my goodness. I feel like when I think about to be a Black person in America, how much history comes with just being able to participate in music and how music is oftentimes the author behind revolution, behind movement, behind liberation. And even when my grandmother's Jamaican and, coming from that background of how music did the same there in that country. And so music has this ability to blind people and awaken and force them to use other senses. And that's really important when it comes to healing because you have to be open-minded to how medicine will wash over you, and I think even when we do other types of medicinal practices, whether it be herbalistic or pharmaceutical, the way that we interact with those types of healing and those type of medicine, sometimes they come with side effects. You know what I'm saying? And good side effects or negative side effects. And it's the same thing with music as well. And sound and the way people receive that. And so what you put out there with your voice or with your instrument, it touches people and it creates a butterfly effect within them of, you know, good side effects and bad side effects. And I hope to inspire positive reaction in people's nervous systems when they experience me. Yeah.
I love the way you're talking about that, because it's like, it's not like music is like some other thing you go to for enjoyment. It's an integrated part of a journey.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So you've been writing music since you were 8.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's amazing. So how do you try and, like, when you're writing a music, are you trying to like accomplish this, right? Or is it just flowing through you?
Oh, constantly flowing through me. When I approach my songwriting process, I honestly let it approach me. I try not to put any standards or any limitations to what can come out of me. And that's why I feel like some of the songs that I have out and I release are kind of more rant style songs, because sometimes the traditional song format is not enough to encapsulate what I'm experiencing or I'm feeling. And so all of my songs, I just let them come naturally. Like, I'll be in the kitchen, that voice memo always ready. Keep that voice memo ready at all times. You know what I'm saying? And even like for Go Crazy, for instance, that came out of like a 40-minute rant, like of me freestyling on my phone. Then I just section it out, and I'm like, this is what works the best together, and that's it. You know, and as somebody who hears the music in my head first, I never write to music. I always hear it in my head as I'm freestyling and as I'm creating it. So even when I'm in the recording process, it's very much like lay the tracks down a cappella, then we're going section by section to add the musical elements so that the music is the canvas for the words, and so that it has a really integrated and flush relationship with one another.
That's the Taurus in you right there, because I totally understand that. It's like the music will tell me where to go.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
1,000,000%. Now, with that said, you know, life is happening. You go through ups and downs of life.
Yeah.
You know, how young are you, by the way? If you don't
I'm
mind me?
22.
Okay, so you have you're very young. You have a long life, hopefully, in front of you. But I can tell that you have a deep soul, right? So when it comes to pain, how has pain influenced some of your songwriting?
I feel like pain is just so important. And it's so, I always feel inspired by the fact that I can feel so deeply and so vastly, because that means I'm alive, and that means I'm connected to what I'm going through. And so oftentimes I do create songs in those moments, but I really let myself get out of it first so that I can fully encapsulate and be introspective about what I experience, because sometimes it's easy to get jaded by in the moment feelings. But even when I'm in the moment, it's more of a like diary entry approach to singing, where even like when I'm feeling sad, I'll sing over myself just to be like, you know, how can I just calm my spirit? And then when after I come out of it, I'm like, this I gotta say, this is what I gotta say for real. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's how I really navigate pain. And I feel like especially this past year, I've been really dealing with and reconciling with the loss and grievances of so many different relationship dynamics, whether it be through death, friendship, just even personal self, parting with different aspects of myself as I evolve into who I'm becoming. You know, being able to grant myself grace to feel so deeply about it, while also understanding that it's a part of the process and it's needed in order for me to understand what I'm going through better.
Yes, indeed. I love that answer. And as a young woman in this space of being an artist and performing and singing and whatnot, there's a lot of artists out there that are trying to get where you are or feel it the way you do. What's some advice for someone like who's young, who's trying to, you know, accomplish this and conquer this artistry and place it out there for people to receive? Because it sounds like there's no plan B. This is it.
This is it, and I thank God for that.
Yeah,
you know, for that surety in my spirit. My advice for anybody would, first off, to be create a structure for yourself so that you can understand how you work, because I think it's so easy to build routine around how other people work, and, if some people can get up bright and early, 5 a.m., and they're doing their routine, they're at the gym, they're writing, they're all doing all this. And if you feel like that honestly doesn't feel, applicable to me, it's so easy to pigeonhole yourself and feeling like you're not doing enough. Create a routine that's realistic for who you are, I feel like. And also let go of, I need to be here, and just set yourself up to be ready. I think that's the biggest thing. I definitely feel like, especially in Denver and in this scene, I oftentimes have conversations with people about opportunities or when will it be their moment and their time or their shot, but they're not actively practicing.
Right.
And I feel like the dreaming is sometimes the easiest step. It's so easy to vividly imagine things and to vividly, see yourself in places. But if you don't vividly see yourself practicing to get to those places, it doesn't matter as much, because you're going to constantly set yourself up for disappointment. So really honor the time when the stakes are low. The lower the stakes, the better. That means you get to fall more, fail more, readjust more.
Rise more.
Revise more. It's
That's
so
right.
important, and especially as an independent artist and a small independent artist at the moment, there's no better time than when nobody cares about what you're doing to mess up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if not now, when? And lean into the fact that nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about what you sound like, how bad you do on stage. Nobody cares if you forget a word. It's so low stakes that the next time they see you, they might not even remember that first time you popped out.
Yes.
Because they'll be like, dang, there's a whole new person out here. So lean into the fact that the stakes are low. And I feel like that's what's been my guiding force as I navigate the scene out here and the scene in the world.
It's beautiful.
Man, if I knew that at 22.
I know, right?
Okay, so from 8 or 8.5 months, whichever,
Period.
to 2020, what was it that made you feel like, okay, now's the time to take that leap? How did you find that bravery?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I didn't find the bravery till after I did it, honestly, because I graduated high school in 2020. So I didn't get a graduation, nothing, and all of that fun stuff. And then after I went through that experience, I was in the house and I was just kind of like, I know I don't want to go to college. I've known that since I started high school because, I felt this calling since I was younger and I was willing to lean fully into it. And so, a friend of mine at the time that I was working with, we would just be recording at a little small office studio space that we had set up, and I wrote this song, and I was perfecting the production of it, the music of it, and I remember just giving him hell over it, being like, it's not right again.
Right.
Different drafts. We had 10 drafts of one song, and then finally I was like, I think it's complete. You'll never know it's complete until it's out. And so I was like, I think it's complete. And then afterwards, I remember when it first went live on Spotify, being so emotional because I'm like, now it's not mine anymore, And I think that's another big part as an artist is recognizing that when you release your art and once it's out of your possession, you don't have ownership to how people receive it anymore. Yep. And so I feel like after I released the first song, Across the Room, then the bravery came after that because I'm like, well, it's already out there. You got to just either stand in it.
That's right.
Or, cower away.
So you just released a new song, Go Crazy.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Oh my gosh, I love this song so much. Go Crazy. It's really just an anthem to give yourself permission to honor the fact that you're not the same anymore and that you're not going to be the same anymore. And it kind of chokes me up because I've gone through so much change this past even 6 months. And this song has really been something to constantly play in the back of my mind to remind myself that I don't need to hold on to every aspect of who I am in order to honor who I'm becoming, and that everything has its cycle and everything has its meaning. And I really feel like this song is one of those things for people to reflect on and be like, dang, I'm not like this no more, and that's good. And dang, I did change, and that's super blessed. And dang, I don't resonate with these things no more, and I see myself in different ways, and I walk with my chest out a little bit different, and I feel confident about myself a little bit different. And so I feel like that's what this song represents for me. It's just a call to war, to be like, go to war for who you don't want to be no more.
Wow. What a
Yeah.
beautiful soul you
You
are.
gave me
Thank you.
chills,
All right,
girl.
that is so amazing. We're going to play the song, but
Thank
before we
you.
do that real quick, I want you to tell us about the show you have tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. This is my debut headlining show at Dazzle. I have a beautiful band with me. I have Callum Bear, Will Trask, Bharat Bhargava, and we're all going to be playing my original songs as well as some covers and some oldies as well. And it's definitely going to have a theatrical approach because I do have a theater background. And so I'm really excited just to be dramatic on stage and just to pour my heart out for you all and just to really create an intimate environment to engage my music with everyone.
Oh, that's beautiful. Dazzle tomorrow night, right?
Tomorrow night,
What time
10,
is the show? 10.
to 11:30.
Okay.
Doors open at I believe 9:30.
There you go. Support local artists like this. You feel the beautiful soul that she has. I know you can feel it out there as we feel it in the room. So I want you to announce your brand new single right now. Go Crazy. Let's go.
All right, everybody, this is my brand new single, Go Crazy. I want you to listen to the words. I want you to feel it in your heart and get into the beat, into the groove of it all. This is my song, Go Crazy.